Welcome back, Mushroom Man Toad here, and the iron platform is beneath us. And also beneath us. The reason for that is the new feature added in this update, which you probably saw in the thumbnail, is very deadly to mobs, and I don't want all the chickens to die, and sheep. What is that new feature? Well, it's right behind us. So yeah, this week, brand new for features, we have custom berries and custom grass, as well as some, custom actual edible berries as well. So these are pretty awesome. So I do want to get into showing you all the features with them, but first, I gotta get through how you obtain them. So, to start off with, you're gonna need to get yourself a grass block and some shards. So, grass, it's just found in the world. I think we all knew that. And then what you're able to do here, and I have to go into survival to demonstrate this properly because creative does weird things. But if I right-click on it with the shard, it's going to turn it into that type. You'll see I can do it here, 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 and here. So there we go. We have all 5 different types of grass. Now, I will just demonstrate. You can switch from type to type, but you'll hear spamming right-click, not going to do anything, as if it's already that type. So, yeah. There you go. We have 5 brand new grass types, and each one of these is going to have a different effect when you walk on it. So, for example, this Vimion grass block here will give you regeneration when you stand on it. This one here will give you Wither, which fortunately we have regeneration right back here because that Wither one is rough. Then over here we have Solarionite, and that one's going to set you on fire. This one here is Necronite, which is just going to damage you. And finally we have Expionite, which is going to completely cripple your motion. So next up, we've obviously got these little berries here. The berries of life, the berries of death, berries of the sun, berries of annihilation, and the berries of the universe. So how are you going to get these? Well, first of all, you'll have to find yourself some normal old sweet berries. And then to actually get these, it's super easy. Once you have these grass blocks, you can just right-click on it with the normal old berries to plant it. And just like that, you'll see we have berries on all 5 of these bushes here. So let me just grab some bone meal here, and I will just grow these up quick. I have disabled random tick speed right now, but if random tick speed is up, these things will grow naturally. So you'll see, there we go, growing them all up to the full stage, and once they're at the full stage, you can right-click to harvest them. Now you'll see I didn't get any berries that time, or that time, but you'll see here, I just got some berries of the universe. And the reason for that is these actually don't guaranteed drop their special berry every time. I will just demonstrate that they all do drop it occasionally, but in the version that is out right now, it is 75% of the time it's going to drop it. That's going to be nerfed to 25% in the next update, which is why you're seeing so few drops right now. So anyway, eventually you'll get your hands on all 5 of these custom berries. And anyway, yeah, alongside of the normal berries, you'll see it also just drops some normal berries. Now, before I get into what each of these berries do, because they each have their own effect as well, as you may be guessing by the theme of this, I do want to cover what each one of these bushes does. So, each one of them will kind of slow your movement speed like a normal berry bush, but won't necessarily do damage. So see, when I stand on this block here, I'm going to get regeneration. But, this bush here doesn't actually do that, and I will demonstrate what this bush does here. Let me just hop into creative mode to grab myself a husk spawn egg. So see, if I place a husk right up on here, you'll see he's going to actually get withered. Why? Because he's an undead mob. And of course, Vimion reacts very bad. Life and death, they just don't mix very well. Meanwhile, you'll see whereas I get withered here, if I place a husk up here, he's actually going to be just fine. Why? Because he's undead. And when you've got Necron, which is the gem of death, it's going to be just fine with the undead mobs. The next one here is Solarian. That's going to burn me a little bit, but you'll see what it does to this husk here is it's going to set him on fire for a really long time. You'll see he's still burning. It'll actually give him 15 seconds of burning, so stepping on Solarion for an undead mob, absolutely crippling, because of course, undead mobs do terrible in the sun, and when they step on Solarion, which is the ore of the sun, they will, of course, take some pretty big fire damage. So next up, we have Nihilion Knight. So this one here, this block here only did 1 point of damage at a time. This one here will do 4. So you'll see, that's a lot of damage you take just by stepping into that bush. So definitely want to avoid the Nihilionite bush, but that'll apply to all mobs, this guy included. Unless we have Expionite, which is just going to act just like the ground beneath it. So if you have both of these on here, you're basically going to be unable to move. I am sprinting right now. I'm holding down control. You just kind of got to take my word for it. You can't move in here. You'll see if I spawn in a husk right here, come and get me. Yeah. So there you go. I'm just going to stand right over here so he walks through the Nihilionite and dies slowly. So yeah, that is all of the effects of the bushes and the grass as you walk on them. And just before we leave this topic, I do want to show you can actually combine these effects. So let's say I wanted him to be stuck here, and I also wanted him to be taking damage. Well, I can do that. See, once the bush is planted, it won't actually change if you change the soil beneath it. I mean, that once I do that, you see he's taking quite a bit of damage right there. Although he was able to move faster because it's no longer doubling the movement reduction. You'll see the same thing here if I want to take huge damage and be set on fire, I guess. If I want to take... Yeah, I'll show you here. If I want to take huge damage and be set on fire, you can combine those two. You know, if you want regeneration that you can't get out of. Or into, sometimes. So see, I've got regeneration, and there is nothing I can do about it. Okay, so that pretty much covers all of that. Now we just have left is the berries themselves. So, how do the berries work? Well, each one of them will have a different effect when you eat it. First of all, Vimion, most straightforward, berries of life. You can eat these, and they're just going to give you a little bit of saturation. So, unlike normal berries, they have some good saturation behind them, so you'll be able to heal up your health much faster. Okay, cool. So, let's eat the berries of death. So, normally when you eat these, you're actually going to be okay. It's not going to be that filling, but you'll be fine most of the time. Except 20% of the time, where you're going to get a little bit of wither. That is, you know, the death part of the berries of death kicking in. Why would you ever eat these? Well, you probably wouldn't yet. But don't worry, these are basically here now so that I can give them a little bit of awesome functionality in the near future. Alright, next up we have berries of the sun. These are really handy, because when you eat them, you'll get night vision for 10 seconds. Now there is... Oh my goodness, it just happened. I've never actually had it happen while I was testing before. You will actually get fire resistance for 8 minutes and 20 seconds, 5% of the time when you eat one of these. So you basically get half a Minecraft day of fire resistance from eating enough of those. So the berries of the sun, very, very good for you. You know, sun, very good for humans as it is. So berries of the sun, of course, going to be great for you. But I, for one, need a little bit more hunger so I can demonstrate the last two berries. I'm going to start with berries of the universe because I think we all know what's going to happen with berries of annihilation. Like, it's even got the lore. So let's eat up some berries of the universe. The saturation on them isn't very good, but they will refill a lot of hunger points. 5 hunger points, in fact. So 5 half hams. So 2.5 hams of your hunger bar will be filled in by those. And finally, our last berry here, the berries of annihilation. You can probably guess what these are going to do. Yeah, see, I can eat these over and over and over again. And it looks like I'm fine. It looks like I'm fine. It looks like I'm fine. But as it turns out, and in the update you have now, this chance is actually a little higher. But right now, I will have a 10% chance every time I eat one of these. It is in there, like the code is there. Trust me, it's there. You can handle a lot of berries of annihilation, but... Oh, zombie just got converted to a drown somewhere. That's nice. So how's your day been? Mine's been great. I've been eating lots of berries of annihilation with no problems whatsoever. Like, this is still a thing that's in the game, right? Yes, I'm looking at the piece of code that does it. 10% of the time. We are on a very bad luck, or possibly the greatest luck ever streak right now. And there it is. You have a 10% chance every time you eat a berry to just literally instantly die. And now I've respawned all the way over. Alright, well, after that took hilariously long, that is going to actually do it for all of the new features of this brand new 0.6 update. Download link is going to be available in the description if you want to play around with these berries for yourself. You know, you can use them. Some of the ways I've thought of is in mob farms. I think using something like the Solarionite to guarantee your cooked drops can be helpful. But anyway, that's going to wrap it up. Again, download link in the description. So anyway, yeah, that is the brand new feature coming out in this update. So do leave a like if you did enjoy, and do consider subscribing if you're not already, to make sure you're notified right as soon as the next update comes out. Again, I think these berry bushes going to be a lot of fun to play around with. Got a lot of brand new, awesome features alongside them. Got a lot of utility there. And, you know, a good old food source in a couple of them. Namely, these two on the end. So yeah, once again, thank you for watching. This has been Mushroom Man Toad. And I will see you in the stream later today. And the next one.